Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids, whatever part of the galaxy you may be in. We are going to be talking about this not shiny boy with his baby, Beskar Armor, Mandalorian. What are my initial thoughts on this character? And I think we're going to have a bigger future involved with this guy right behind us. But before we talk about the overall viability of this character, so far from what I'm seeing, I want to talk about the event itself. Just for a moment, card in the top right-hand corner. As always, thank you guys so much for coming out to the live stream. We had a party, and it seemed like everybody is loving this event. A complete 180 turn from the beginning of this year with Rey and Kylo. I think most would probably agree some of the worst events we've had for big characters in Galaxy Spheres to this. And I actually replayed the Mandalorian event right after the stream. I turned on the music and sound effects because I couldn't have the music on during my stream. And if you guys are playing Galaxy Heroes right now with the music off, just turn the music on. I actually just wanted to sit in the Galaxy Heroes Cantina because there's Mandalorian music everywhere. And I replayed this event. My lady wanted to play the event herself. And after playing with the sound on, I gave this originally a 9 out of 10 rating during my stream. After replaying it, it hurts my heart. But I think Commander Luke Skywalker's event, the old Ben Darth Vader moment, I have nostalgic memories for it. I think this takes the cake for my favorite legendary event in Galaxy Heroes. The artwork, the cinematics, the backgrounds, the music, fantastic. My only nitpicks where I felt like they could have done a little bit more of the Queel scene, and they could have given Moff Gideon some of his lines. Other than that, fantastic event. I hope you guys were able to play it yourself. And if not, feel free to check out the streamer. We played through it together. And man, it was an amazing experience. Capital Games, we know you can make events like this. Not like Rey and Kylo. It's amazing to see the night and day difference from the beginning of the year to where we are now. But let's talk about the character himself now. Beskar Armor, Mandalorian. I'm going to start off with my overall thoughts first. Overall thoughts is that if you want to just know the quick and short, where is his viability going to land so far? Initial tests are making it seem like he's somewhere in between Padme Amidala to Darth Revan. But I think a lot of us are maybe expecting him to be more in that Darth Revan to General Anakin Skywalker type of viability. And we're just not seeing it yet. And I think there's a couple of indications that more is to come for Beskar Mando. Firstly, we are confirmed that Season 2 characters are coming to Galaxy Heroes sometime this winter. And we also know that the Armorer is coming next month. We just got confirmation in January 2021. The Armor is coming to Galaxy of Heroes. So I think we're missing characters that make him realize his full potential. And I said he's somewhere between Padme to Darth Revan viability. I want to talk about Darth Revan for a moment, because if you guys played Galaxy Heroes when Darth Revan first came out, there was this moment where Darth Revan was okay, but it felt like he was missing something. And obviously, inside of the Darth Revan event, we saw the little teaser for Darth Malik towards the end. And in the Mando event, we got the little teaser of the Armorer as well. So I don't know if the Armorer is going to be an epic confrontation or marquee event character. The point being is between the Armor and maybe some of the friends Mando picked up along the way in Season 2, we might see the bigger picture and the better team to put together for Mandalorian Beskar Armor. We'll talk about what characters and teams I like right now with Mando right now, but it just seems like we're definitely missing some stuff down the road. But with that said, he could still do stuff. Here's the thing. No one was expecting him to push power creep. No one's going to push Galactic Legends power creep at all. But I think we're just more in that Darth Revan, General Anakin Skywalker range. And he does have some uses when you're looking at Territory Wars and Grand Arena. Probably my favorite thing is countering General Grievous. Now, I know we have General Grievous counters, but you got to have Jedi, Padme, depending on the General Grievous lineup. Night Sisters could have a complication, but Mando literally dismantles General Grievous so easily, because he's able to easily get his whistling birds together and delete General Grievous, because he could ignore stealth, he could ignore taunts, and get right to General Grievous. That was probably the coolest thing I saw with him. And he can beat Padme. He can beat Commander Luke Skywalker. Some Darth Revan teams that got a little sketchy here and there. And then General Anakin Skywalker, we did beat him once. You saw the early footage. We beat him once during our initial gameplay testing, which is weird because the non-Beskar Armor version of the Mandalorian can kill General Skywalker in 15 seconds. We showed a video of that about a week or so ago, and this guy seems to struggle more. I really do miss the disintegrate capability that is with the old Mando. They didn't quite bring it back. Whistling birds are kind of the next best thing, but not nearly as good as the instant kill capability. It would have been nice to see the instant kill, the disintegration, end up on this character. That's not the case though. So overall, he's beating some good teams out there. In Grand Arena territories, you'll see General Grievous. You'll see Padme, you'll see Commander Luke Skywalker on defense, so he's going to have that viability. And the other thing we kind of saw is that with Rey, because Rey's already kind of a scoundrel safe haven, we see, for example, Queel, IH-11, Cara Dune, L337, Vander, Chewbacca, Zalbor, already with Rey, well, with Mandalorian Beskar Armor, especially because he's got the damage immunity, as well as he's got health protection equalization, he's got turn meter removal. He's going to work very well with Rey on defense. Get ready to see that team show its face everywhere. But what is it that I'm not liking about this character? Because there are a few things that just make him seem unimpressive. I've had the privilege and honor of testing basically every character this year in 2020, and every character for the most part has given me like a wow factor for the most, like, oh wow, that's really big. There is nothing that really wowed me, because you need to really set yourselves up for a big opening attack, or just a big attack in general, with discipline setup and swift takedown. And the number one complaint I had when I was streaming, I said it many times over, is when he's in discipline setup. The main course of his kit is discipline setup, swift takedown, Wonder the Force, and protective intuition, getting the bonus turn, as well as resetting the cooldowns of Wonder the Force. But the problem is, this bonus turn, it just seems like more often than not, it's not helping me, because when I'm in discipline setup, that's when you start stacking up your Whistling Birds every time you're damaging an enemy out there. Cool. But the problem is, he takes a bonus turn when a scoundrel falls below 75% health, which is incredibly easy to trigger. And when he exits his discipline setup, he only has like 6 or 7 Whistling Birds, and that is not enough to one-shot the enemies that you really want to kill off. So there's a problem here. Either one, that health threshold is too high. 75% might be too high. Maybe 50% is more ideal. Or probably one thing I put out there is when he's in discipline setup and he's gaining those Whistling Birds, he cannot gain a bonus turn. He has to sit there and wait to get all the Whistling Birds, and then he can unleash it and hopefully have 15, 17, 20 plus Whistling Birds to unleash on his enemies. Because there's that one beautiful General Anakin Skywalker clip where we got Anakin Skywalker down and he had enough Whistling Birds and he was able to delete all the clones. It was such a beautiful shot. That was really the only time something magical happened. And the next best thing was General Grievous, being able to delete General Grievous very quickly. But I think overall that was the biggest complaint, because his kit, in order for him to actually be the deadly attacker he is, he needs to get as many stacks of Whistling Birds as possible. And man, we just, it was difficult to make it happen. We were able to make it happen here and there, but overall, tough to make it work. But when you're going up against Grievous, easy. Going up against Padme, easy. Going up against Commander Luke Skywalker, easy. And those are serious teams to still be able to beat, because we see them everywhere in the game right now. Other than that, that was really the main complaint I have. And it just, nothing's wowing me right now. And again, I think we're just missing something down the road. But what teams and characters did I love with this guy? IH-11 and Queel are going to be no-brainers with him. A lot of these clips, you're going to see IH-11 just soak up the punches up against General Skywalker, or for example, up against Commander Luke Skywalker, because of how Queel and IH-11 work together. He is going to be a thick daddy to put down, especially because of the Beskar Mando lead, feeding him extra health and extra protection. And then Queel, right now we've been modding Queel for high health to make sure IH-11 is as thick as possible. If you're going to be running this type of lineup with Queel, IH-11, and Mando, highly recommend you make Queel as fast as possible so he can open up the battle, give the massive amounts of turn meter through Eye of Spoken, giving the mechanic savvy out there so you can pull off big plays. So high health IH-11, high speed Queel, and then Beskar Mando. We're going to show you the mods towards the end, but you want to make sure you mod them for as much offense as possible. And speed doesn't seem to be all that important for Beskar Mando to do his thing, because especially Whistling Birds, it does true damage. So you want high speed Queel, high health IH-11, high offense Mando, and that's gonna give you some good combos. And it's really the last 2 slots that feel a little empty. The old Mando and Grief Karga, they don't seem to really work there because they're more bounty hunter synergy. And if the old Mando can't disintegrate, he's kind of dead weight, he's not doing much. And Grief Karga, he can't really do much either because he's more constrained to the bounty hunter. So we kind of have to play around. L3 seemed to be all right. Vander, Chewbacca. Ness was kind of interesting in the lineup as well. And there's some other funny things like our stream got to the point where we Relic 7 Candace Ordo. Apparently that's the latest meme on the channel. And he was able to do some interesting stuff as well, especially because when Mando is inside of his discipline setup, well, Candace can hit 2 or 3 times, and his AoE is pretty nice. Well, and he gets lots of turn meter. And if you're having the Beskar Mando lead Zeta, Candace is going to get even more Terminator. So there's a lot of fun stuff out there to make sure you beat those decent B+ A- teams like Padme, General Grievous, and Commander Luke Skywalker, and some Darth Revans as well. But really, the best things I think we had was Beskar Mando, Ijavan, Queel, and then you can do whatever you want in those back two. And I think really it's those back two that we might be missing. There's some speculation that maybe the armor is going to be like a Wat Tambor for Mandalorian, because when we're looking at Beskar Mando right now, he doesn't have a signet, doesn't have his pike, his Beskar pike, and he doesn't have the jetpack. So who knows? Maybe he's going to get armored up here. Right now, the version of Beskar Mando that we have, it's basically close to the end of season 1, not quite to the end, where he gets everything from the armor. So we might be missing some stuff with Beskar Mando, and that may be where those last 2 slots are coming from, whether it's going to be his friends and crew members that joined him in season 2, or it's going to be the armor. It's those last 2 slots. You got to kind of play around. There's going to be some fun stuff for sure, but I think no matter what you put together, you should be able to beat those teams in that Grand Arena Zone, is like the call. Padme, Grievous, as well as Commander Luke. Those are very prevalent in Grand Arena territory wars, and you don't have to worry about saving those other big teams like General Skywalker or Jedi Knight Revan or a Padme or anything of that sort. You got a nice Beskar Mando to help you with that. But with that said, he's an all right character. He's not wowing me just yet. He's just going to do all right things for Grand Arena territory wars. There is no need to rush for this character right now. Firstly, he is permanently in the journey guide. The first time ever we had a legendary event where they're added in game, and day 1 they're available 24/7 for the rest of time. And plus right now we got the extra additive drops of Queel and Ijavan. Granted, they're not amazing drops, but it's better than nothing, and you have 20 more days to get your Ijavan and Queel shards, at least a lot faster than usual. You have plenty of time. There's nothing right now that makes Mando Beskar Armor seem like, oh my gosh, I need him right now. He's the next Darth Revan. He's the next Jedi Knight Revan. He's the next Galactic Legend. He's the next General Anakin Skywalker. He's not playing around in that territory, so you don't have to worry about it. He's just going to be a good character with Padme Amidala level viability. And later on today, we're going to be doing a Grand Arena stream, but before that, we're going to do a little bit more testing in Arena, and we're also going to be taking him in Geonosis territory battles, phase 4, to see if maybe there's some Geonosis territory battle viability. Real quick, I want to talk about Zetas, and we're going to just briefly show the mods. First things first, I think if you are going to Zeta him, this is definitely the Zeta to go for sure. He's going to be able to dispel debuffs on himself, gain a stack of Whistling Birds, which helps him get past the 20 max that he's capped with Discipline setup. And then furthermore, he's going to be able to reduce the cooldown of Wonder of the Force, which in some circumstances, especially if you're going to run this character with Rey, as you saw in that last gameplay snippet right there, this is going to be big. Double damage immunity with Rey is incredibly annoying, kind of almost broken. And of course, with all the healing and the protection on that team, Beskar Armando, expect to see a lot of him with Rey. So that Zeta is good. If you're wondering about the leader ability, I don't know. Right now, I just haven't been in love with his lead. It's an all-right Zeta. Turn meter gains are always nice. It is little, but for those characters that do lots of AoEs, that's 10% turn meter if you're hitting 5 enemies. And for characters that like to hit a lot on their basic, like Mission, Zalbor, Candace, Ordo, it's good. It's nice, but for sure, if you're short on Zetas, protective intuition is definitely the Zeta to go for. And then modding-wise, real quick, do not mod this character for critical damage or critical chance, because he doesn't do crit. The critical damage is important to his kit, and critical chance is not important as well. He does true damage with the Whistling Birds, and that is looking for offense. So we modded him for a health, so you can do tenacity set if that's what you want to roll. But I highly recommend offense primaries wherever you can make it happen. And then offense set, and speed's really not that important, because again, you want to make sure he gets as many Whistling Birds as possible. And protective intuition, it's going to make sure he takes the turns when he needs to take those turns. Although I still don't like the interaction between protective intuition as well as discipline setup. We might be missing that missing link with the armor, with someone from season 2. Overall, fun character, not wowing me, but again, he is able to beat some decent stuff. And I think really, just to reemphasize, I really like how he performs up against General Grievous. So that way, if take your leftover scoundrels, throw them with Mando, and you have an easy Grievous kill for some pretty high banners for Grand Arena Territory Wars. But anyways, like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below on all your thoughts. How you feeling about Beskar Mando? And are you feeling we're going to get another iteration of him, like a Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker? Journey continues, maybe a Galactic Legend for Season 3 of Mandalorian. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you as always for coming out to hang out with me today. And one more thing, what am I forgetting? Yes, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.